It was a quiet evening in Seattle. The sky was painted with the colors of sunset, orange melting into pink, pink fading into a deep, endless blue. Up on his apartment balcony, Ethan stood with his camera, not just recording the sky, but trying to capture the feeling of that fleeting moment. You see, for Ethan, filmmaking wasn't just a hobby, it was his entire world, his one big dream. To study at the New York Film Academy, he wanted to direct a film that would move people the way the great movies once moved him, to create something that would last. But dreams, as beautiful as they are, can be fragile. They often collide with the realities of life, and more often with the people we love the most. And Ethan had someone, Emily. She was his best friend, his muse, the one person who saw the fire in his eyes and believed in him when no one else did, not even himself sometimes. They had met back in college, in a photography class. While everyone else was just snapping pictures to get a good grade, Ethan and Emily were different. They were capturing stories. They saw emotions in the way the light hit a face, in a fleeting smile, in the quiet moments people thought no one was watching. They would spend hours just talking, often staying out late by the lake, sharing their deepest fears and biggest hopes for life, love, and the future they imagined. One night, under a sky full of stars, Emily turned to him, her voice serious but full of warmth. "Promise me, Ethan," she said, "no matter what happens, you'll chase your dream. You'll go to New York and make those movies." He smiled, a genuine, heartfelt smile. "Only if you promise to be there when I make it," he replied. They sealed it with a handshake, a silent pact between two souls who understood each other completely. Months of hard work, late nights editing, and countless applications later, Ethan finally got it. The email that would change his life, a full scholarship to the New York Film Academy. This was it, his golden ticket. The city where filmmakers are born was calling his name. He was practically vibrating with excitement. He couldn't wait to tell Emily, to see her face light up, to celebrate the future that was finally within his grasp. He arranged to meet her at their favorite cafe that evening. He imagined her reaction, the hug, the shared joy. But when she walked in, something was wrong. Her usual bright eyes were red and swollen, and her voice when she spoke his name was a shaky whisper. "Ethan," she began, taking a deep breath. "My mom's cancer. It's back. It's aggressive. I have to move back to Portland to take care of her." In that moment, the world just stopped. The buzz of the cafe, the smell of coffee, it all faded into the background. Ethan felt his chest tighten, a cold wave washing over him. His dream, his scholarship, New York, it all felt so small, so insignificant compared to the pain in her eyes. All he wanted to do was hold her, to tell her that everything would be okay, that they would get through this together. But deep down, a heavy truth settled in his heart. Life had just changed everything. Their perfectly planned future had just shattered into a million pieces. For the next few days, sleep was a stranger to Ethan. His mind was a battlefield. His scholarship required him to leave in just 2 weeks. 2 weeks to pack up his life and chase the dream he had fought for. But how could he leave? How could he get on a plane and fly across the country when the very person who inspired him to dream in the first place was breaking, when her world was falling apart? The promise he made to her echoed in his mind, but so did the image of her tear-streaked face. The night before his scheduled flight, he found himself standing outside her house. The lights were on. He knocked, his heart pounding in his chest. Emily opened the door, looking tired, but her eyes were soft when she saw him. A sad smile touched her lips. "You should go, Ethan," she said softly, her voice filled with a heartbreaking strength. "You have to, for both of us." He just shook his head, a faint knowing smile on his face. "Not anymore," he replied. He reached into his pocket and handed her a plain white envelope. Confused, she opened it. Inside was his flight ticket to New York, with the word "cancelled" stamped across it in bold red letters. She froze, staring at it, then back at him, her eyes wide with disbelief. "Ethan, what did you do?" "I made a choice," he said quietly, his voice steady. "You once told me that love isn't about grand gestures. It's about being there when it matters most. Right now, this is where I'm supposed to be, with you." The dam broke. Tears streamed down her face as she threw her arms around him, holding on as if he were an anchor in her storm. They stood there in the doorway, wrapped in a silent embrace. No words were needed. Some feelings, some decisions, are too deep for words. Years went by. Life took a different path. Ethan never became a famous filmmaker. He never went to New York. Instead, he found a new purpose. He started teaching creative arts at a small local school in Seattle. He poured his passion not into film reels, but into his students. He taught them to see the world through a creative lens, to find the profound beauty in ordinary, real-life moments, to understand that a perfect ending isn't what makes a story beautiful. He found a different kind of fulfillment in igniting that same fire in others. Then one afternoon, while sorting through mail at his desk, he found a small, unmarked package. There was no return address. Curious, he opened it. Inside was a DVD and a single, handwritten note. His heart skipped a beat as he recognized the handwriting. It was from Emily. He unfolded the note. It read, "Ethan, you gave up your dream for me all those years ago. I've carried that with me every day. But I couldn't let your dream just end there. So, I made something." I made a film based on our story and everything you taught me about love, sacrifice, and finding beauty in the detours of life. It's called He Gave Up His Dream for Her Happiness. You once said that true love creates stories worth telling. This is ours." Ethan leaned back in his chair, the note trembling in his hand. His eyes filled with tears, but not of sadness or regret. For the first time in years, a pure, unburdened smile spread across his face. He hadn't directed the film, but he had inspired it. His love had written it. In her own beautiful way, Emily had brought his dream back to life. It was a powerful reminder that some dreams don't die, they just find a new storyteller. Thank you so much for watching and sharing this story with me. If it moved you, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing for more stories that explore the depth of human connection. See you in the next one.